Good morning, Providence.
Good morning.
How are you guys doing? Toby and I are here just to talk about 3 quick things with you this week that we want to just kind of plant into your mind as we move forward into this series. Three phrases that we want to talk about. On your way out, table time, reset. And we're going to explain what those mean. So as we've been moving into the season, as we're worshiping indoors, which has been just such a beautiful time together that we were able to have last week, we want to just real quick mention that we're still doing registration for each Sunday. So we have an 8:30 service and a 10:30 service. If you're not able to come and you realize that after you have registered, we just ask that you let somebody know. That can be Braden, that can be Toby, so that we can maybe give your spot to someone else who's able to come. Along with that, we want to talk about a new thing that we're going to be starting, which is called On Your Way Out, which is a podcast that we're going to be recording that's going to be coming out every Sunday on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And Toby, maybe you can talk to us a little bit about why we're doing that and On Your Way Out, what does that mean?
Sure. So we're really excited to start this week. Dean Slink is going to start us off with a whole new preaching series, and we're going to be engaging the words on the wall, the vision and mission statement. Mm-hmm. We thought it would be great that we introduced the topic on a Sunday for people to start engaging and talking and learning some language, learning some practices. But we wanted to add something else to it because many of you are meeting in homes, you have small groups. We're adding this podcast that's going to come out also on Sunday where we can add other voices into the conversation, sharing stories, sharing examples. It's going to be a great tool, not only Sunday morning, but On Your Way Out podcast. Along with that, everyone on Sunday morning who is here worshiping with us will have a card that will have a link to the podcast, but also some really cool key questions to keep the conversation going all week long. Mm-hmm. For those who are worshiping at home, there will be a link where you can get the podcast and you can get the same card in a digital format.
Awesome. Second thing we're talking about is table time. Julie Leeson, our children's ministry director, I think we have all seen here. You guys probably haven't been able to see her as much in the recent months, but there has been such a burning passion in her to engage our families and to disciple our kids and to be intentional about that. And so she has come together, putting together something for us to engage with as families around our tables. Talk to us a little bit about what table time is meant to be.
Sure. So out of the heartbeat again of how are we doing children's ministry during this COVID, it's a challenge. We're trying to figure out how are we going to be able to come back together. More of that to come later in October. For now, along with the preaching series, each family, K through 12, if you're here worshiping with us on Sunday, you're going to be getting a bag of goodies to help you figure out how to live into table time at your own home. Mm-hmm. For those who are not able to worship with us this Sunday, don't worry. We're going to make sure that we're getting a bag into your hands. But the whole idea about table time is how are we helping families slow down? How are we helping families disciple each other and to engage what we're talking about here at church on Sunday.
Right.
So it will also connect very nicely with the podcast On Your Way Out.
And for those that maybe just want to see an example of what this can look like around your tables, Julie filmed an example that we're going to link in the description of this video that will be on our YouTube page. And you can just see her interacting with her kids in a really beautiful way, talking about their days and how they saw God and what Scripture means to them, even at their age, which is really cool. And then the last thing we want to talk about is the word reset, which is something as it relates to our engagement with Scripture as adults. And Sue Prince has really been spearheading this idea of resetting our patterns. Talk to us a little bit about what that will be.
Sure. So Sue will be next week on the 20th of September sharing more about reset. But we want you to know for both men and women adult discipleship, there is something being planned and rolled out. Reset. Put that in the back of your mind to be looking for. So the key things we want you to hear on your way out, table time, reset, just 3 things that we want to live into together over these next couple of weeks.
And it's been just so good. This last week, being in the building again and seeing people's faces in our church building. Our church is not bound by these walls, but I was just so appreciative of the overall positivity and willingness to do things differently so that we're able to meet in our worship center, to hear our voices singing again. I've just been so thankful for that, and we're excited to continue on this journey with you all.
Yes, grace and peace. Have a great weekend.
See ya.